Previously on Marvel Midnight Suns.
There was a time when the blood stood within these celestial halls to prove their worth. This particular arena belongs to a goddess who often favored Sarah, Ashtu. Nothing ever comes easy, dear. The Elder Gods felt their descendants needed to earn their blessings, which is why they created these trials to begin. This entire realm exists for that purpose. Trial by combat, with no chance of outside interference.
And this is my challenge.
Your lineage follows an unbroken line to the old gods themselves. Oh, and let's keep this just between the two of us for now. I'm afraid Sarah, caretaker, isn't ready to see me yet.
Hunter, just in time. His royal weirdness and I were deciding what to do with that nasty little Hydra gift box you found.
Ah, yes. The spooky crate.
Sometimes when I have crap to work through, I like to get my blood pumping. Why don't we hit the yard for a sparring session? I know Sparky's excited to meet you.
Sparky?
That's what I call my spirit of vengeance. His real name is something you'd see written on a symbol, but with like 12 apostrophes.
My thoughts exactly. There's just one problem, though. We seem to have lost our gatekeeper, Magic.
Lost?
Well, I updated her on the mission. She said something I can only assume to be a prolific swear word in Russian and disappeared. Literally. And with no magic...
There is no passage to New York. Or anywhere, for that matter.
Let me guess. You are to ask me to do the one thing the others value me for. Opening their precious portal.
That is no child's book. Lose focus for 1 second and be lost completely within its pages. Let me guide you through it.
You do not own the darkness, Hunter. I was also raised within it. So much so I barely remember a time without it. And now Wanda has this in common with us too. I cannot let such a fate happen to her.
Then put the damn book down and help me get her back.
Okay, I will open your damn portal. It is times such as this that I wish someone else here could drill holes through space and time.
Hey guys, Grazer, the Autistic Gamer, and welcome back to some Marvel Midnight Suns. As you saw in the previously on, we passed our first Elder God trial of that of Ashta and was granted the Word of Power, which allows us to open previously barred entryways, which will open up the open world for us a little bit more, so we discover all the secrets. We also got introduced to sparring with our allies and what benefits that they will bring, and we started to see the first real sign of descent in the ranks, as Ileana had initially refused to open a portal for us, and it took all of Hunter's charms and persuasion to get her to do that. As you can see though, we have not started next to our mirror table. We are outside because we have a very important job that needs doing before we start today's mission.
There is my ferocious Charlie girl.
Good girl, Charlie, deserving all of the praises. Okay, speaking of sparring, let's run past Ghost Rider and let's actually head back now to our mirror table. Also, hopefully I have now sorted out some of the volume levels, so hopefully they will be a little better and a bit clearer for you. And if you can indeed hear that high-pitched noise, that is in fact the mirror table, so which is probably sending all your pets into a frenzy. I apologize in advance for that. Alright, let's get on to our mission for today, which is to stop the Hydra helicopter, and it's going to give us a gamma coil and an intel cache for our troubles. Now, as the tutorial is highlighting for us, Ghost Rider earned a combat bonus because we did some sparring with them in the previous episode. Every hero that we spar with will get a different bonus, of which will apply when they are in the team with us. As it says, add him to the squad and we'll earn that powerful boost at the start of the next mission. Now, I think this is the first mission where we are actually able to choose at least one of our teammates. Now, we could go with Ghost Rider in order to get that bonus. We could go with Blade to fulfill the requirements to get that research unlocked that would allow us to use moves as shoves, which, as I said, is quite a powerful ability to have in your arsenal. However, I want to try and keep all our heroes at around the same hero level, if at all possible, which means we will be going with Doctor Strange. He is more of a support character, however, being a Sorcerer Supreme, he is certainly not a bad guy to have guarding your back. By the way, that little edit there was just me sorting out, make sure I had the right cards for each hero.
I did the math. It would actually be faster for me to fly.
So what is stopping you?
The shockwave would shatter most of the glass in my approach path.
Ah, that is not good.
Yeah, I try to be considerate.
Captain Marvel giving us a lesson in physics, though I will say that didn't stop Neo when he needed to go save Trinity. But that is love and dedication for you. Alright, Ileana has been found and has now opened up the portal for us.
Step through portal. Yes?
We will indeed step through.
We're sending you straight to the coordinates Captain Marvel identified in New York. Dr. Banner has confirmed that the gamma signatures in the area match those of Faustus's weapon. We need to recover whatever intel we can if we're going to find out exactly what's going on down there.
Okay, and our objective is a very simple one. We need to disable the Hydra helicopter before it can depart, and we need to do so before time runs out.
Never surrender!
And as you saw them pop up there, we've got some bonus mission cards that we can earn by KOing certain enemies. What we saw there was one to be able to disable the helicopter for one turn, giving us an extra turn to complete our mission. And also we'll be able to apply vulnerable, which will be infinite vulnerable if we apply it to the helicopter, which will mean our attacks have 50% more power against that targeted enemy or helicopter. More tutorial stuff. Doctor Strange has some enhanced abilities which will give bonus damage once we have a certain amount of heroism. The abilities will automatically increase or decrease as our heroism fluctuates, but as it says, if we play them for the base cost where the heroism is scarce or with a lot of heroism for maximum value, or in this case, or in the majority of cases, maximum damage.
Looks like Captain Marvel was right on the...
Heroes. A single world-ending calamity is never enough to satiate your appetite for destruction. You insist on meddling further, forcing our hand yet again.
Oh, that's just lovely. Faustus has a radio. I'm assuming whatever Hydra is attempting to flee with on that chopper is our target. I suggest we stop it and see for ourselves.
Caretaker just restating the goal here. So as you can see, we have got 1, 2, looks like we've got 3 commandos. We've got this big guy over here with 60 points, the Hydra officer, and we have our 2 elites with our cars. This one says delays the helicopter departure for 1 turn, and this one will apply weak point, and if target is an object, which the helicopter is, it will apply infinite vulnerable. Now we will continue to get reinforcements as long as the Hydra helicopter has turns left. So the idea, or at least the idea in my mind, is to balance between taking out the helicopter and also damaging and taking out enemies. though I've just said that, we're not going to be doing that. We're going to be trying to take out as many of the enemies as possible, starting with anyone we can hit with a knockback. This guy here, and we can knock him into there. So 1 killed, 1 weakened.
A moment of preparation.
So that's how that works.
That's lovely. Now, you may have heard a noise there. That was that one, as our heroism has increased and it's been applied. So we've now got 1 heroism towards our Axe of Angaromus. As it says, it will apply 2 weak, and it will also be enhanced with 4 heroism. So, at the moment, we do not need to heal, so let us redraw that card. And that has brought up Blessings of Vishanti, which will give our hero cards an extra 6 damage. That sounds like a good idea.
Follow my movement. Do I look a bit younger to you?
I love the way he pronounces younger there. But now that has leveled him up to level 3, which is nice. We now have 3 heroism, and our Axe now has 28 damage, and our Fist of Radiance now does 27. Now we could draw the 2 last attacks played, however we haven't actually played 2 attacks yet. However, I'm going to play this card now for one very simple reason.
By the will of the old god. This should aid me in my fight.
It is going to refund our Winds of our Tomb, which has the quick ability, which means if we can kill an enemy with it, we will have a card play refunded. Also, we have now surpassed 4 heroism, so our Axe now does 50 damage and will apply 2 weak. So what we are going to do is we are going to use our Winds of our Tomb and hammer this guy into the helicopter.
This won't end well for you.
Nice move.
Love it. And that is also 7 hit points off our helicopter. Now we are going to use our 50-point axe on this big guy here. He is the strongest enemy on the field at the moment, and applying 2 weak to him will reduce his attack by 50%.
Prepare.
I am glad to have your magic on our side, Doctor.
Yeah, as am I. Now, we in fact have enough heroism to do 20 damage by knocking this over. We could do a lot of damage to him, or we could actually not worry about our weak enemy and see if we can actually take him out, which we can. Game has automatically switched to Hunter, as Hunter is the one that is in position to be able to drop a lamppost on this guy's head. And since he is the most powerful enemy, even though he is weakened, I think that would be our best option. That is lovely. Okay, so we've got no card plays left. We've got 1 redraw, but those 2 cards I actually like the look of. So I'm actually going to keep them in my hand for now. There's no real point in moving, so let us end our turn and see what our enemies come up with.
By her command.
All right, that hurt a bit.
Looks like they have help.
You don't even know what it is you're pursuing. The Gamma Disruptor you so narrowly escaped with in our last encounter was only the beginning.
Show yourself to me, Faustus, and I will open more than your eyes.
Such ferocious spirit. You truly are your mother's child, Hunter.
Okay, so Doctor Strange took 21 damage, Hunter took 14, and Captain Marvel raved unscathed. As you saw, we got some reinforcements, or should I say the enemy got some reinforcements in the form of 3 0-point commandos. At the moment, we don't have any quick cards. However, we do now have our full 2 redraws and our 4 card plays. Now, all of these I actually like the look of. Now, we could heal, but I do not want to use my heal because partly don't really need to, but also it is a light ability which will give us a light point, and as I've stated several times in this playthrough, I am currently just solely focused on getting dark points. So we will withdraw our heal, and that's given us another photon beam, except this one has 21 points. Still can't use it because we don't have enough heroism, but we don't need 2 of them, so we'll get rid of that one. And that's given us another 1 step ahead card. Okay, in a bit of a bind here, since we can't use any of these. Can't use that because no cards will be drawn, and we can only get 1 bit of knockback on this one. This is a bit that's actually slightly annoying. Maybe an edit here as I try and work out what the hell to do. Okay, I think I have a possible solution to this. It's not going to be pretty and it's not going to clear the battlefield, but what can you do? That's the nature of the game. Sometimes when you just get random cards, and it just gave us ones that we can't actually use. Okay, first off, we are going to knock back our man here into this elite. This will weaken 1 and take another one off the battlefield.
Your loyalty to the Mother of Demons will be your undoing.
Okay. Next, we are going to move Captain Marvel here. This will allow us to jump off this into him.
Not a problem.
Now, we have no redraws left. We still have 3 card plays left, but we cannot play any of these cards. So we've done what we can. We've got him weakened down. I'm saving these for hopefully if we get some quick cards. But yeah, this is going to hurt.
Hydra, Immortalis!
You really want to keep doing that? Hostile reinforcements inbound.
The last thing we need is for that pompous buffoon to win today. Stop that chopper, please.
With pleasure.
Okay, that wasn't too bad. I think that could have been a lot worse. Doctor Strange is looking a little bit worse for wear though, with just the 19 hit points. Hunter still only has 48. And Captain Marvel, who's right in the thick of things, is down to 53. However, first thing I think we need to do is redraw one of these 1 step ahead cards and redraw this photon beam card. That's lovely. Okay, now we have a quick attack, which is going to be very handy. Now we need to do something about that helicopter fairly sharpish. This enemy has 24 hit points. Our total is 20 at the moment. However, I think the first thing we need to do is we need to reduce the number of enemies we have to contend with. So, first thing is that one there.
Hell that.
Lovely, that's given us 1 heroism point. Now, if we can get this one up to 4 heroism, that will give us enough. In fact, we just need to apply 1 more heroism to this, and then we can use that and take out that guy. So, what we will do, even though this does not have quick, we will use it to take out one of the minions, and again to reduce the number of enemies that we're having to deal with at the moment.
Now that was something.
That is lovely. That has given us this one. Now we can either use Fists of Radiance, which is not bad, or we can use our axe. I think we are going to use our axe for this one. Give Doctor Strange a bit of XP.
Let's
That was something.
That was indeed. That was lovely. Now we're just down to 4 on the battlefield, but the helicopter only has 2 more turns. However, we can delay that if we wish to. But again, given that we are going to be having some reinforcements coming in very soon, I think we need to take out another one of these enemies. And I think what we will do is, since we have 2 targeting Captain Marvel, but she has block, and Doctor Strange doesn't exactly have much health left, so let's take out this one.
Seems like it'd be cheaper just to replace you guys with robots. I bet Tony would cut Faustus a deal.
Okay, so we now just have 3 enemies left on the board for now. Nothing more we can do, but I think our next card play is going to be pretty obvious.
We will never forsake her.
Our loyal soldiers aren't the simple punching bags you've come to expect, are they? Somehow these humans, these mere mortals, dare to stand against ye fearsome gods. All is possible with Mother!
As is lovely to say, I was actually wrong. And it's for the first time in a while I am actually glad to be wrong. As it turns out, the enemies do not get any reinforcements. However, that does not change the first card that we need to play, which is we need to delay this helicopter. I really want to use this because it's a dark ability. It's going to give us a dark point. However, it is actually just going to, as it says, discard a random card. And since that card is random, I have no choice over it. So what I want to do, if at the very least, is take out one of the bad guys and damage the helicopter.
How invigorating.
That has leveled Hunter up. Lovely. Okay, so we could play our Blessing of Shanti card, which will give us +7 damage. We could play our weak point, which will apply vulnerable to this and increase our attacks by 50%, or we could in fact play this card and that will give us an extra 3 Captain Marvel cards. However, we do have 2 redraws. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to redraw our Blessing of Ashanti card, which is given us a quick card, which is lovely. So let's take out the one that is targeting Doctor Strange.
Weak, even for Hydra.
Okay, now we have 1 redraw left. Now, I am tempted to redraw this because I don't think we're going to need to do an additional 50% damage to the helicopter to get it done. However, having just said that, we only have 1 more turn remaining after this. Now, fortunately, I don't think we're going to be getting any more reinforcements in, so we are in fact going to apply the weak point on the helicopter. That has dished out 19 damage and has also meant that our next attacks will in fact now do 50% more. We're going to keep our redraw because I don't think there's any need to. In fact, we're just going to withdraw 1 step ahead. I don't think it's going to make use to us because if we get a load of Captain Marvel cards, then it kind of renders, as we have seen already in this video, it renders it useless. So let us withdraw that, and we now have Slash with knockback. We can't use it anyway, but we can end our turn.
Move back!
Agamotto,
The helicopter is back in action. Finish it off while we have the chance.
Okay, and now we have 1 turn. Doctor Strange is in a little bit of pain. Now, unfortunately, we can't just use Winds of Ratoon because it does not do any damage in on itself. So we want to move him to somewhere where he can do damage, which would be right there because now
wealth and power with just a tinge of fascism. Hydra will never change.
Yeah, and it's actually going to be right there because now we force this guy into the crate.
Interesting.
Indeed. There we go. So what we're going to do is we've now got no enemies left. It would be nice to have used that card to give us an extra dark ability point, but there's no one to use it on, and the game does not let you launch your teammates into various objects. So we're just going to go with this. Can't do any knockback, but we don't need to. The 21 points plus the 50% gives us enough to take the helicopter out.
Here we go. These monsters are wild and unpredictable. These Rent-A-Mercs have no gumption.
Well done. Seems like that's the last of them.
Last? There are more heads to the Hydra than you will ever comprehend, heroes. This is a minor setback at most.
Well, at least we don't have to listen to you any longer today. I consider that alone a victory. Well done. If Hydra wasn't paying attention before, they are now. Stay sharp.
Count on it.
And there we go. Only got 2 stars because we took it right to the wire. But we did get 90 gloss, consisting of 40 for completing the mission, 20 for doing it in 5 turns, and 30, including a 50% bonus for doing it on heroic. There we go! Mission rewards are tied to hero level, so a hunter gains levels. The rewards will improve. Classic game theory here. Don't worry about leveling every hero. Hunter's level increases. Any weaker heroes will automatically level up so they don't fall far behind. Now, that does slightly make what I said easier with regards to keeping my other heroes within the same levels. So I will continue to keep doing that, but this actually makes it quite handy. And as it says, higher difficulty levels, heroes level up faster, granting access to higher rarity awards sooner. And as I said right at the very beginning, we will be increasing the difficulty as soon as that difficulty level becomes available, except for the highest one. Okay, so one of our objectives is to join a hangout, which we will do very shortly, but it looks like Ileana has something on her mind.
Yes, hello.
Feeling a chill, Magic?
You could say that. I've been staring at the night sky trying to figure it out.
Figure what out?
You're observant, Hunter. You tell me.
We have just come back from a fight, so we're probably not in the mood for riddles, so let's Ileana just tell us. And it will also grant us 1 friendship point.
I'm not a mind reader, Magic. Speak plain.
You know, Hunter, one of the things I like about you is your intolerance for bull. Even from me.
Stop speaking in riddles and just tell me what is on your mind.
It is not what's on my mind I'm worried about.
What worries you then?
When I was holding the trans-dimensional door for you back there, I sensed something was at the docks with you. Something dark and familiar.
What did you see, Ileana?
I did not see, I said. I sensed something there. But that's not the only thing I sensed today.
Oh?
Something has shifted in Limbo, but I cannot quite put my finger on it. All I know is that whatever is happening is also strangely familiar to me. And when all you knew was darkness and despair growing up, that warm, fuzzy feeling of familiarity is not just a warning sign, but an alarm bell.
So we've got Lilith and now things shifting in Limbo. I wonder if those two are potentially linked. Either way, we are going to respond with our Dark Hunter point, which is just saying that we're a little bit familiar with danger too, and that will also give us 1 friendship point.
I know what you mean. Danger is something I am a little too comfortable with myself. Reminds me of my mother. There is almost a comfort in it.
Yes, you understand. Not many can. I'd like to be left to my thoughts now, Hunter. I still have a lot of thinking to do, while I try to make sense of what I felt at the docks and the energetic shifts that ripple through Limbo. I will let you know if I do.
Yeah, we had a bit of a tease of a rather big creature hovering over, watching us. As you saw, we picked up a couple of friendship points from Magic, so we are now going to head over to our hangout. And we're going to see who wants to join us. And again, as it says here, a few heroes are available to hang out with the Hunter. Engage in a hangout to grow Hunter's friendship with the hero of your choice, which we absolutely will do, given that one of the aims of this playthrough is to reach maximum friendship with all of them.
Hey, for someone they just dug up, you look pretty fresh.
Indeed I do. So we'll have a quick look at our map just to make sure we have everyone. As you can see, we have 4 people who want to join us. First off, we have Blade. We also have Iron Man.
Some of those spells were a little hectic. Perhaps I need some practice.
Doctor Strange wants to join us, and also...
Faustus is cursing our names right about now.
He is indeed. So, now, the hangouts that will be available for each hero are in fact different. And also, there are hangouts that each hero loves and likes or dislikes. So we want to make sure that we can maximize our friendship XP when we do these hangouts. So, first off, let us check with Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel, available hangouts are deep conversation, playing video games, and stargazing. Now, stargazing is one that she very much loves, and that will be able to help us maximize the friendship XP. But before we go diving in with...
The longer we can forestall the prophecy, the more time we have to beat it.
Indeed, but that does require you letting me finish. So, Doctor Strange likes reading by the fire, likes exploring the grounds, and indeed watching a movie. Exploring the grounds is one that he very much loves. We'll keep that in mind.
The hunter stalks its prey.
Yes, Tony, we are stalking you. As we look to find out what you want, you are giving us the option to play video games, watch a movie, or go fishing. Now, playing video games is one that he loves.
Hunter.
And finally, we have Blade, whose options are also playing video games, fishing, and meditation. And fishing is the one that will be able to gives us a chance to maximize that. Now, each of our heroes have an option that will be give us to maximize the friendship XP. So in that regard, it doesn't really matter which one we go for. We are, however, going
We stole their thunder
go.
and their morale.
Indeed, we are going to go with Captain Marv. We are going to go stargazing.
What's Robbie's deal? I can't figure him out. Don't get me wrong, I like him, but then he turns into a burning psycho when we're on mission.
That is one way of putting it, I guess. We're actually going to make a joke at Carol's expense here, because that will actually give us a friendship point.
Funny. He said the same thing about you.
Really?
No, I am kidding. But he has a similar sense of humor.
We both laugh at your dumb jokes?
Did I not just say that?
It's good we have that in common.
Lovely.
This was a blast, Hunter.
So as you can see, that's given us some 9 friendship XP, 7 because Captain Marvel loved our activity, and another 2 for the conversation choice we've made. We get On Deck, which is a common Abby outfit, and we also get a legendary one-piece swimsuit. Okay, game. For the Hunter. So as you can see from the little symbol in the bottom right hand corner, we have now actually maxed out the first level of Captain Marvel's friendship, which we will be able to see in action later on. However, our next objective is to go open the library door, but before we do that, we absolutely want to grab some credits. So I thought I saw another blob. Okay, so as you can see, we have a little symbol now on the door, which funnily enough matches our symbol for our word of power.
I'm glad to see you're getting comfortable with the words of power, Hunter. If you're going to continue our little investigation of the Abbey, they'll be vital to your success.
Investigation?
A side project, but a potentially transformative one. With my blessing, Wanda was working to uncover what may be the most powerful.
Just what in the hell do you think you're doing in here?
Standing in the library?
I've given you free rein so you could get back on your feet. But I never thought you'd pull something like this.
What is it you think I am doing, exactly?
Don't be coy. It does not suit you. I told you how hard it's been since we lost Agatha. Instead of letting it rest, you decide to reopen the wound?
Oh, Sarah. I never thought of this place like that.
Of course you didn't. And now, it's done. Why should I ever stand in your way?
That anger wasn't meant for you, dear. You know that, right? Don't hold it against Sarah.
She may try to mask her feelings, but you know she is struggling with what happened. Why are you hiding from her?
For most people, the captivating relationships of their lives are formed over a matter of days and years. Sarah and I spent centuries together exploring this world, fighting the darkness, watching cities and even nations form and then crumble. And yet we persevered together.
You still have not answered my question.
It may be difficult to understand, but she needs this time. Sending Wanda away, sealing the library, that elaborate memorial she conjured up, she didn't waste any time trying to bury what happened.
You are right. I do not understand.
It isn't up to me to reveal myself. It's up to her to accept what happened and allow herself to grieve. When that happens, we'll see each other again, but not before.
I trust you will do what is right for Sarah. So, what is it you are looking at here?
Yes, we should get back to the real reason I asked you to meet me here. Wanda's journal. The Abbey grounds have a great deal of history. Many of its secrets remain hidden, even after all this time.
Even to you?
Even to me. Wanda had taken to exploring the grounds in search of a strange energy we both sensed. Knowing that Sarah had no intention of waking you to investigate, Wanda felt it was up to her to take your place. Of course, being the clever girl that she is, her notes are written in an ancient, transient cipher that I've only just begun to understand. Have a look at the first entry.
And that's what that book is and why it sent Sarah into such a state. Alright, let's have a quick read of Wanda's journal. It says, you have to restore what I've taken from the altar. The damage I've done can only be reversed when all elemental rods have been returned. I wonder if that is linked to what happened to Agatha.
I'm sure it still seems a bit cryptic, but Wanda was definitely onto something. If you remember my altar, that's where she was conducting her experiments.
An investigation that involves experiments? Why do I feel like you are going to get me into trouble?
Since when has that ever stopped you? Let's meet out at the altar. I'll try to do a better job of explaining from there. Charlie will show you the way if you've forgotten.
Because Charlie is a good girl. Now, before we go and head to the altar, we're going to have a quick run around in the library. Now, I said previously I was going to try and save all of the collectibles and all of the things that you can interact with to do it all in one go. However, the library is going to be the exception because they do actually respawn, for the want of a better word. So you can actually interact with them multiple times and get different things. So we are going to make a start now. We are going to head over, and the first thing we are going to look at is an excerpt from the Mythica Zoologica titled The Wild Hunt. Go around here. Feel free to pause if you want to read them in its entirety. Now we are going to pick up a faded journal page from this table here, which is Caretaker's Journal, dated from June the 3rd, 1710. And as you see here, that's the first of 12, and we've also got some more arcane knowledge, which is always good. Quickly read through here. Troublesome alignments, a note hastily written by Agatha, and she's also concerned about some disturbances that she is picked up. Going to check out a book called The Ancestor by Chester Harding. This one is about the Blood Dynasty. And only the 9 Lords of the Aetherdark stand to challenge the will of the Blood family. We are descendants of the Blood, are we not? This one is from Valkyrie. Talk about the Cauldron, and Heimdall has aided me in transfer of Loki's Cauldron. Could be this Cauldron right here that we can't do anything with at this precise moment. However, we can grab some credits and have a quick look through Conquest Through Technology and Mysticism, a manifesto by Dr. Doom. I'm actually really looking forward to Avengers Doomsday. Anyway, as I said, feel free to pause and read that in its entirety if you wish to. We're going to have a quick run around, pick up some more credits, put an arcane chest on our map, pick up some gloss. I think we have everything in the library that we need. Right, let's head to Agatha's altar. Charlie can lead the way, and there she goes. And again, a blocked entrance with a very familiar symbol.
She believes in our purpose.
Like most things on the grounds here, there's more to this place than meets the eye. Do you remember the words I taught you as a child?
Are you going to make me say it?
Humor an old, dead woman.
Hocus pocus.
You haven't lost your touch, dear. The words may be simple, but these plinths won't appear for just anyone. Each represents one of the basic elements, their power activated only by the elemental rods they would normally be holding.
And where are the elemental rods now?
Scattered to the wind, unfortunately. A side effect of Wanda's experiments here.
Let me guess.
That's right. I want you to find the missing rods and return them here. Hopefully, as I decipher Wanda's journal, her notes will aid in the search.
But you have not actually told me what the greater purpose is here. What are we doing this for?
All in good time, dear. After what happened with Wanda, I'd rather you take things slowly. In fact, I don't want you overthinking this little project. There's no rush, and you don't have to help if you don't feel like it. But there is one more thing before I head back to the library.
An arcane key.
Just a little something. A token for your efforts so far. The key can be used to open that chest nearby. Like so many other oddities around here, those chests tend to appear before those who deserve them most. Make yourself that person.
That seems intentionally vague.
It's more fun that way, isn't it? I'll be in the library working on the translations if you need me, dear. Good luck.
Collectibles? That's not something that's just voluntary. That's mandatory. Okay, so we're going to grab our little arcane key in here, and as it says here, arcane keys can open arcane chests scattered around the abbey. We have in fact found a couple already, and so the game has actually marked one with a waypoint here, so we're going to just run over, have a look. Lovely. So in this case, we've got some credits and an epic head prop, which we'll take a closer look at. And the tutorial popping up saying, look for arcane chests on the abbey grounds, unlock them with keys. They reset periodically, so previously open chests can be opened again. Higher your arcane level, the more rewards each arcane chest will have. I'm going to think I will call it there, as there is a lot of exposition from Agatha to come, and I want to save that for the next episode, as there's already been quite a lot in this one. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please feel free to drop a like or subscribe. Again, I know it feels a bit icky saying it, but you know, YouTube algorithms and that. Also, feel free to share it with your crew. Let them know that we are making our way through the entirety of Marvel Midnight Suns, and they should come and join in and hang out with us. Anyway, thank you very much, everybody. I will see you in the next episode. Bye bye.